And then there is some mention in there of setting up opportunities for people to meet with Mr. Conad, and I think there's a reference to you at break.
Sure. I thought you might have to. Thank you.
Okay, so for the time being, Mr. O'Toole, just so we're on the same page, the email communications get to Mr. Hamaji and Mr. Presti immediately. When it comes to the blue notes, we'll take another look at that. And frankly, Mr. Hamaji, I don't recall there being any summaries of communications. It was mostly scheduling issues about not being able to reach people and needing to call them back and those kind of things. Okay? All right, let's see. Is there anything else? Yes, there is. I received a brief from the defense entitled Trial Memorandum regarding admissibility and scope of mitigating evidence. I believe it was sent to me on Saturday.
That's correct, Your Honor, and I'm sure that the state hasn't had time to respond yet. I did file the original this morning. I put a copy for the court sitting next to Ms. Hart up there on the three-ring binder.
Okay.
But probably one out already. The state's been provided with a copy, so I don't think we need to argue that right this moment, but it is something that we want to make sure we do.
No problem. And just for my own help, counsel, you mentioned Rubin here on page 5. And I don't know who crafted the brief, so if I'm putting you on the spot, I apologize.
A little bit, but let's give it a try.
Well, there's mention in here that the Supreme Court has noted with approval the presentation of 58 mitigation witnesses, and then there's the cite to Rube. And for the life of me, I can't find even a brief passing reference to that fact, because that Rube opinion deals with the so-called no sympathy instruction. There was nothing in there that discussed the sufficiency of the defense mitigation witnesses. So if you could find where that comes from, that would be helpful, because I couldn't locate it anywhere. Maybe in the
Ms. Ross crafted this brief, Your Honor, and so I have read it, but very quickly.
If it's in one of the earlier Rube opinions, just let me know.
We will find this citation.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. So, folks, anything we need to take up in addition to what we talked about already before we bring the jury in?
I would just note, for the purpose of noting it, that there are defense issues with respect to defense discovery. And just to alert the defense, we've talked about
in contact with some of the custodial officers who had indicated to us that they will not have an interview without a deposition. So we need to have a deposition scheduled as Friday. We can do that.
So these are simply demanding a deposition in advance of testifying?
That's my understanding.
Yes, essentially, we contacted, I believe, 5 separate officers, 2 transport officers and 2 deck officers,
Okay.
with the hope of actually putting on to testify 1 transport officer and 2 deck officers. And we just said we wanted to talk to you for probably only about 10 or 15 minutes to find out what you have to say. They have all indicated, well, the ones that have responded have indicated that they do not want to voluntarily cooperate. They would just like a court order. And the offer that we made to them was, when we have this informational interview, the prosecutor can be present, and Ms. Balin, the jail's attorney can be present. If they want to be official, I guess we'll file a short motion and just explain that we need to find out what information they have before we just blindly put them on the witness stand.
All right.
So we'll file something short on that, and obviously work with the state to run a schedule.
So the main thing is Ms. Bailey's on board and knows exactly what's going on.
Yes, she had indicated that I should contact various personnel in the DAJD system to set this up. And I have done that, and like I said, the officers who have responded have said they don't want to cooperate voluntarily, so we'll just need approval.
All right, fair enough. Thank you. Mr. O'Toole?
And may I ask, just for clarification, whether the defense is seeking a order directing us, a deposition be taken, or is this simply a court order directing that an interview be taken? Is that a simple, I don't know what the request has been made.
Sounds like a deposition, but...
They said they wanted a deposition. As I explained to one of the officers when I was meeting with Mr. McEnroe on Friday, from a practical standpoint, it's the same. I guess we bring a court reporter to do a deposition. But we had assumed that any interview would be recorded anyway. Right? So so, I mean, there's very little difference except the involvement of more bells and whistles and personnel.
Well, it's consistent with the court rules.
Right, so
It authorizes the deposition, so I guess that's what they're demanding.
if they want that, it's certainly their right to ask for it. So.
Okay, so let me know how that plays out, and if you need an order, we'll do that.
Right, put something together in writing.
Great, thank you. So, anything else? And I assume we're picking up with Mr. McEnroe again, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else before we bring the jury in, folks? Great, thank you. And Mr. Maji, Mr. Prestia? Okay. All right, thank you. So, Kenny, if you can invite the jury in. Mr. McEnroe, if I can invite you back up to the stand, sir. Just get you in place quickly, okay?
Rise for the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a good weekend. We're going to pick up where we left off with Mr. McEnroe's testimony from last Thursday. Mr. McEnroe, just a reminder, is still underway from last week.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Prestia, go ahead.
Thank you. And Mr. McEnroe, if you please do your best to keep your voice up and speak into the microphone if you would.
Yeah, I'll try.
So, I think where we left off at the end of last week, we were talking about your time living when you first came to Seattle, and you were living at the Kent Terrace apartment, is that right?
Yes.
And you were living with Michelle at that point?
Yes, I was.
And why don't you, we had been talking about kids climbing the balcony at that address, is that right?
Yes.
Let's just generally talk about what was your relationship like with Michelle at that early point?
It was, it was okay in general, but it also had its low points. Like, it'd be surprising things that would go and kind of set her off. I mean, I wasn't used to living with anybody at that time. I'd been, basically the previous couple of years before I'd been living by myself, and I never really had anybody who was like, okay, they're living with somebody constantly right there who constantly wants your attention. And so that was kind of a source of friction right there. And we all, it'd be just little things where I'm kind of not really paying attention, not really keeping in mind the fact that, for example, she would overheat easily, so she would always want me to open up the window. And the irony is that she'd be so concerned about security, and then she'd want the windows open, and like one of the windows is this one that's right over the balcony, where the front balcony where people come up the stairs and they walk by, and it's like right there. So she wants the window that's opening up right on the stairs to be open, and so that always kind of bothered me. So I'd go put that off until the last minute, and then she'd come in and say, okay, you're deliberately not trying, you deliberately don't care.
Slow.
Sorry. You deliberately aren't keeping in mind that I've got this problem, that I have this extra layer, and so it's like you don't even care, why don't you care?
But Joe, for all that, there was some love and feeling.
No, there was a lot, I mean,
Okay?
yeah.
Let me ask you, the state introduced during the first part of the trial, what was State's Exhibit 166.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put that, if I may, up at Elmo, found in your single wide after you were arrested, right?
Yeah.
And could you describe for us generally what this notebook was?
This is a notebook that we kept around to kind of leave messages back and forth. So once I was walking, it took a little while for the HR guy to come back from his vacation so I could start walking again. I was just with Diffle sometimes, so I leave a message for her and she'd leave a message for me, and so on
Were
and so
you
forth.
working opposite shifts or something? Or?
I might happen actually. I think I might have been walking overnight at that point. Yeah, I was walking overnight at that point. She was walking during the day.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, and let's just read a couple brief entries here. I guess the exhibit is not stamped with production numbers.
Yeah.
But I do have a production number here. I guess it doesn't make any sense to refer to it if it's not in the exhibit. Why don't you just read at the top of that page there? Is that a note from Michelle to you?
I
Can you
can't.
read that?
No, I can't even see it holding.
Okay. Let me give you a copy of Exhibit 166
Thank you.
and ask you to read at the top of it.
Okay. It says, starting from up here.
Start at the top there.
Okay. Joe, I love you. Help yourself to lunch and eat bread, muffins or eggs.
Hold on. Slow down a little bit.
Sorry.
Very top of the, Joe, I love you so much.
I love you. Help yourself to the lunch and eat bread, muffins. Oh, me from down here? From I love you so much? Sorry. I'm
Let me
confused.
just see what you're looking at and make sure we're looking at the same page.
We're not looking at the same page.
Okay.
Can I ask what your production number is?
3223. Sorry, which is, because there's no production numbers on this journal. production numbers the same. So now I'm at 3240 is the same as 2223. And I just want to give the jury an example of the relationship
Okay.
between you two. So if you could read that part right there.
Okay. It's Joe, I love you so much. Did you know that I love your handwriting? Well, I do. And you know what else? I love everything about you. You're perfect in every way. Love yous.
If I could just,
And Mr. O'Toole pointed out, I do have the wrong page up here, and I apologize, like I said, it's a little
Just to make it
challenging.
smaller.
No production numbers on this one.
I don't know if it's important, I should not object if you wanted to use a document for production.
Okay, that's fine. Let's so, and we can mark that as 166A, if that works better for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just show it briefly here. So it is 3223. And Joe, I'm going to ask you to read this passage that I'm pointing to with my finger. I'm going to hand you the exhibit back.
Yeah.
So we can look at it directly.
Okay. Joe, I love you so much. Do you know that I love your handwriting? Well, I do. Do you know what else? I love everything about you. You're perfect in every way. I love you. Shall I go?
What was that in
You're perfect in every way. Love yous. Shall I go? And then, no,
Okay,
take
and
out.
then there's a little, may I have that back for a minute, Joe?
Of course. Sorry.
And then there's a little drawing after she does that, a little cat and a heart.
No, it's Pikachu actually.
It's a what?
Pikachu.
What's a Pikachu?
It's a Pokemon.
Oh,
Pikachu.
speak up.
It's Pokemon actually. It's Pikachu. That's why it's saying Pika.
So that's some kind of a cartoon character?
Yeah, it's
Pokemon
cartoon character.
character?
Yeah, it's cartoon character.
Okay, so I mean, that seemed, in looking at that, it seems like a pretty, friendly relationship that you're having, right?
Yeah. No, I mean sometimes it really was really nice. I mean, especially during the beginning, a lot of the times it was really good.
And
Especially during the
would you agree
beginning.
with me, Joe, that the tone of a lot of those notes back and forth between you guys in Exhibit 166 is similar. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of I love yous back and forth and,
Yeah.
just information filling each other in on how the day is going or whatever.
yeah.
Okay. Now there's another reference in here I want to ask you about, and this is going to be on production page 3232. I'm not going to even try to find it in the unmarked copy, but I'll put up 3232 for a moment and then ask you to read it and explain it. That's the page right there. Are those some more Pokemons drawn on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one on the bottom is the Pikachu, the other one's all Woopons.
Sorry.
Woopons.
Woopers, W-H-O-O-P-E-R-S,
Yes.
correct? Joe, would you just read this paragraph at the top here, and
Okay.
then I'm going to ask you a question about it?
Hey Joe, I'm going to go to the store after I come home and change. If you end up at the store...
Joe? Slow down a little, please.
Sorry. Hey, it's Joe. I'm going to go to the store after I come home and change. If you end up going to the store before then, just pick up some whole milk for you. It's too dangerous to get water and a lot of heavy things without the calm. I'm in no rush. I will get you whole milk if you don't make it to the store. So no worries. I love you so very much. You are so great. Love you.
And how does she sign that?
Shelley Cole.
So would you explain, please, what is so dangerous about getting water?
Because then my getting water or other heavy things would go and it would, tie my hands up. So if I was in some kind of dangerous situation, if something happened, I wouldn't be able to fight. If it came down to it, or run quite so well. But most I would be able to fight if my hands were full with, a gallon of water, 3-gallon thing of water.
Okay, but you're living in Kent at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're right down the street from the store's literally right on the other side of the street.
Now, on Friday, I thought you said that you saw yourself as some kind of guardian, is that right?
Yeah.
But you also said you don't like to fight, right?
Well, there's a difference.
I mean, the question though is, if you're a guardian, how can you be a guardian and not like to fight?
Well, the best guardians, I have to imagine that the best guardians don't like to fight. I mean, think about cops. Would you want a cop around who likes to fight? Or a cop around who is trying to do everything he can to prevent a fight? There's more to guarding and protecting somebody than going and, actually fighting. Most of it is avoiding fights and avoiding danger. As opposed to actually going out and, there's guardian and then there's warrior. A warrior is somebody who goes out and seeks danger, who seeks fights, who looks to fight. A guardian is somebody who tries to do everything he can to prevent fights, and then if it comes to a fight, then does what he can to go and end the fight with the least amount of damage necessary.
Okay. So Joe, you moved to, I think you testified, you moved out to Seattle April 2, 2002, is that right?
Something like that, yeah.
And the first place you lived with Michelle was the same place she had lived with Mark Mann, Kent Terrace Apartments?
Yes.
And approximately when did you move from Kent Terrace to the next place?
I'd say about a year later.
About a year later?
Mm-hmm.
And from this same notebook, Exhibit 166, during the state's case in chief, Mr. O'Toole had Detective Tompkins read a part about buying a gun here. I believe this is production number 3257A. Okay. And I'll just have you read it so everybody remembers exactly what we're talking about.
Okay.
This is this small portion at the top of the page here.
Okay. Hi. Let me know when you wake up so we can get the gun. I really don't like leaving it longer than absolutely necessary. Love you. Ciao.
So, were you still at Kent Terrace when you got the gun?
I believe so.
Did you get it in response to this thing with the kids climbing the balcony, or could you?
Actually, yeah. Because, up until that point, it's kind of, she had always been really worried about, okay, well, we're in a bad area, and people are always trying to infringe my rights and trying to attack us and trying to get over on us, and this would be something that she was always very concerned about, is people trying to get over on her and trying to take advantage of her. And because she was, as she put it, a little fat girl. That's not my way of putting it, it's how she put it. So at first I'm just like, look, you came from living in the country. This is just how people are in the city. It's not that big of a deal, I mean, people go off like, they're making a lot of noise and they act wild because that's what people do, It's not a big deal. And then we have these people. Then we've got these lunatics trying to go off and like climb up on the balcony. Lunatics, yeah, trying to climb up on the balcony. It's like, okay, maybe you're not paranoid.
Hold on, Joe. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
You said you thought you moved to Kent Terrace about a year, from Kent Terrace to, where did you go, Meridian Ridge?
Yes.
About a year later?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come back to Exhibit 166, but first I want to make a brief reference to Exhibit 17. Sorry, we're kicking the trash can one. Exhibit 179A. And this is going to be production page 5426.
Sorry about that.
That's what that looks like right there on 5426. And Joe, I'm going to have you read just a very short segment here.
Okay.
In the middle of the page. Can you read that paragraph right there, please?
Yes.
First read the date.
Okay. 9:29:03 a.m. We've been moved into the new place for just over a week now. I'm pretty happy here, though rather tired. Moving is quite a spot. Moving is quite a spot of work. I haven't updated in some time. Sorry it took me a while to find this.
Slow down, please.
Sorry. I haven't updated in some time. Sorry, it took me a while to find this again.
Okay, so it's dated end of September 2003,
Yes,
and it says we've been moved into the new place for a week now.
yes,
So would I be correct in concluding from that maybe you didn't move to Meridian Ridge until September 2003?
that does seem to be appropriate, yes.
Okay. There was also evidence introduced as to when you guys first got a gun, right?
Yes,
And the first gun that y'all got was the .357,
yes,
and that was purchased in December 2003?
yes. Was it?
I believe it was.
Okay.
So with that,
I guess I'll object. I'm not quite sure who's testifying.
I'll sustain the objection. Ask another question.
well, certainly there was testimony at the guilt trial from the
Okay.
gentleman who was from Japanese Gun Shop.
Yes,
And he introduced the registrations from the guns and the receipts and that sort of thing, correct?
yes,
Now, I may be incorrect in this, but I had thought that you had bought that first gun in December 2003. And if you don't remember, you can just...
yeah, I don't remember. That's why I was saying I'm
That's
guessing
fine.
that you're correct because...
Perfectly fine,
yeah.
I'm sure the jury's notes will reflect that.
Okay.
But you got that gun in response to what? Like, was there a specific event or more general events?
My memory was that we had gotten that gun specifically because we were concerned about safety,
Okay.
I mean, that's the entire point of going off lane. I mean, the 357 is, it's a strong enough gun that it would usually be enough to go off like stop somebody, right? But it's not too big of a gun for most people to use. We use hollow points because they wouldn't go off like, they'd be less likely to break through a wall or something, and also that size of gun is not, it's big enough to stop something, but it's also not big enough to like really do a lot of damage or like tear through walls or anything.
Okay, but it did wind up doing quite a heck of a lot of damage, didn't it?
Yeah, it did actually.
Okay.
So
So but you said you bought the gun because you were concerned about safety, right?
absolutely.
Okay. I just want to ask you a couple other questions about this, all right?
Okay.
There's another entry in this journal I just want to ask you about production page 3257E. And this appears to be a paragraph written and then some kind of map. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to hand it to you.
Okay.
And ask you to please read the paragraph and explain what the map shows.
Okay. The paragraph says, Joe, I'm taking the bus home because I'm afraid of my car freezing shut.
I'm afraid.
Of my car freezing shut. It was very cold at that particular point. I didn't call the field superior because I'm afraid he'll get into a car accident. I'm taking the bus home. I catch at 6:07 a.m. and it gets me to the bus stop in Kent around 6:35 a.m. I'll call you before I leave Renton or while riding the bus. When I get to the bus stop, I'm going to start walking you. I walk on the side closest to Wells Fargo Bank.
I'm watching.
Joe.
Inside.
On the side closest to Wells Fargo Bank. I love you so much. I love you.
So what exactly does the map show?
It shows the route that she'll be taking from the bus stop to Meridian Ridge.
To Meridian Ridge?
Yeah, which is where we lived at that time.
And about how many blocks is it from the bus stop to Meridian Ridge?
About 1, maybe 2.
1 to 2 blocks?
Yeah.
And this map here, you said it depicts which side of the street she's going to be walking on?
Yeah,
Are those these little arrows here?
exactly, yeah.
And then down here it says Meridian Ridge?
Yep.
Why would it be necessary to draw such a detailed map for such a short walk?
In case anything happens.
Well, were you out there to meet her or something?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay. We had, I think the last thing we talked about Friday was the kids climbing the balcony, and so I want to follow up with that with a few more of the things that you were writing at the time in your journal about what was going on and the feelings you were having.
Can I mention something for us?
I guess I should probably say, you have to have a question.
I was going to try to ask a question.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Mr. McEnroe, was there any other relevant details about the Meridian Ridge map
Thank you.
we just looked at?
Not that I can think of offhand, no.
Okay. I'm going to ask you next about this journal that you kept back in at least the first place in Kent. Now this is Defense Exhibit 179, and then the production number copy is 179A. And I want to first ask you about page 5417. And I'm not going to try to show the actual journal because without the production numbers, it's just too difficult to figure out where things are.
That would be a good idea.
But in general, why don't you first describe what was this book? Was it a journal?
I honestly can't tell from you. I can't see that very well.
Okay. This is marked 179A.
Okay.
I'm just going to have you hold that page. What in general is that book?
Oh, this is my journal.
That is your journal.
Yes.
And have you always kept a journal, or is it something you've done in different parts of your life?
It's something that I have done in different parts of my life. I can't even say why. I don't know, it's just, sometimes I believe, sometimes I would, keep a journal, other times not. I think this is this is one of the few times I actually did bother keeping a journal.
This is one.
I'm sorry.
This is one of the few times I did bother keeping a journal.
That you did bother keeping a journal?
That I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, page 5417, you have that page?
Yes.
And in the middle of the page, there's a date. Do you see that?
Yes.
And what is that date?
That is 9703 a.m.
Okay. So, September 7, 2003?
Okay.
wait a second, I'm asking you questions. What that means, I want to make sure you're not writing it backwards like the Canadians.
No, it is September 7th.
Okay, so based on the entry that you read a few minutes ago, would you still be in Kent Terrace Apartments at this point? You hadn't moved to Meridian Ridge yet?
I believe that's correct, yes.
Okay. And I might interrupt you a little bit here, but Mr. O'Toole quoted from this a bit during his case, and I want to ask you to read through it. I'm going to ask you some questions about it.
Okay.
I also want to note that the next 2 pages have drawings on them, so as you read forward, you can skip over. We don't need to do descriptive drawings. I'm asking you about the journal, okay?
Okay.
So would you please read and just try to read slowly so
Yeah.
we can all understand, okay?
Sorry. It's okay. I would have sworn I'd really have needed to kill someone today. From about 7 until nearly 10, the naval kids, well, more like middle school to high school age, kept climbing onto the balcony below our own. The people down though, the mom from the sound of it got very understandably upset that there was a good 20 people climbing onto a balcony and running through her apartment. I got my sword when it sounded like they were...
Slow down, please, Joe.
Okay.
You got your what?
I got my sword when it sounded like they were trying to figure out how to get up on our balcony. But the people downstairs got tired of the game and locked them out. They reacted in the obvious fashion. They tried to break down the door. I was so scared they tried to get up. Here. And hot shell if they...
And what, Joe?
And hot shell.
Okay.
If they had, there wouldn't be any. If they had, there wouldn't be any mercy. My family's. If they had, there wouldn't be any mercy. My family's betrayed me. My friends all lies and not close. She's all I have. And there's nothing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose. On a side note, tried to call her mom today. Still no go. Useless bitch. Sorry.
So, that sounds pretty aggressive to me. Let me ask you something. What did you take any steps to go out and fight these people? Do something against them?
No, what I did was, actually I sat behind the, we had a sliding glass door on the balcony, and I sat behind the sliding glass door with this sword. It's funny because it wasn't even a very good sword. But I sat there, waiting to see if anybody would come up and try and do anything. But
And did they?
nobody managed to come up now, so there was no reason to do anything.
Okay, so let's have you pick out what's the next journal entry.
But that is 973 a.m. Fossil.
Oh, hold on. 973?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Hold on.
It's the same day though.
So could 3 just mean 2003?
Yes,
Okay.
I guess.
Is that the same date as it was on the prior
Yes.
entry?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, the date stamp says and Fossil, so it refers back to the previous one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would continue reading it again, just try to keep the court reporter in mind and go slowly enough.
Right.
to catch it.
Sorry. I'm going to use a bit of foul language now.
There's some
Pardon
profanity
me.
in here.
Yes. Sorry about that. Fuck's sake. Sounds like these little assholes are back. If we can't borrow Scott's gun, I'll go buy a gun from...
I'm sorry.
If we can't... Sorry. Fuck's sake. It sounds like these little assholes are back. If we can't borrow Scott's gun, I'll buy a shotgun from a pawn shop. If we can't borrow Scott's gun, I'll buy a shotgun from a pawn shop. Don't push me. I don't care what you do. But you fuck with me, you'll never fuck with anyone else again. I'm sure if I do something, this will end up being evidence. Premeditated murder. The irony.
Hold on. Premeditated murder, then you just said the irony.
Which is just a side note.
So that's not in...
That's not in there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at this point, who were you concerned about and who were you scared of?
I was scared of the people who were climbing up the balcony.
Okay, so this notation doesn't refer to any fear, correct me if I'm wrong, does it refer to any fear of the Anderson Carnation family?
Absolutely not, no.
Okay. So, and next line begins,
Wrong. I'm just tired of being screwed. I backed into a corner at the end of my road.
wait a minute.
Okay. Wrong. I'm just tired of being screwed. I'm backed into a corner at the end of my road. I know you can't understand. You live in a nice place, secure in the knowledge that you won't have some psycho kids that have nothing better to do than destroy the nice things they can't. That have nothing better to do than destroy the nice things they can't have. You believe they won't leave. You believe they won't leave their tenements. They'll get to rip away everything you all do.
Joe, you gotta slow down a little bit.
You believe they won't leave their tenements. They'll get up and rip away everything you all do. But maybe you feel it. But maybe you do feel it. Maybe when you drive through the ghetto and a bunch of thugs look at your... Maybe when you drive through the ghetto and a bunch of thugs look at your nice suit, your fine car, your beautiful wife, maybe you feel it then, where I am right now. I don't have a nice suit or a nice car. I only have Shelley. I think they feel me as much as I feel them. I wonder if they hate me as much as I hate them. I hate them for what they are. Not race, not creed, no, because of what they are. Entropy embodied. They, to me, are an idiot chaos. Born and torn to destruction. Youth wasted on ruining lives. Do you want... Youth wasted on ruining lives. Do you understand? God help you if you do.
Let me just ask you a specific question about that.
Yes.
I didn't quite follow something.
Sorry about that.
Entropy embodied,
Yeah.
they, to me, are an idiot chaos. Very profound, but what in the world does it mean?
Just... the whole... destruction for destruction's sake.
What are you referring to, or who are you referring to?
These. Just these people who... that's all they do is just destroy and take and just... they don't care, they just...
They don't what?
They don't care, it's just... I'm not actually referring to anybody in specific at this point, I don't think. I think the whole people climbing up the balcony and stuff has kind of set me on a sort of overall grumpy mood, where I'm sitting here and reflecting that, getting angry about, I don't know, people who just don't care, who just would destroy stuff just to destroy stuff.
Did you see these kids actually destroy anything?
No, I don't even think I was actually specifically talking about these kids. So,
When you, growing up, I mean, obviously you weren't wealthy, right?
yeah.
Was there any kind of a feeling of like, us against them, all these rich people that have it better than me, they must have really easy lives? You have any feeling like that?
Well, not so much us against them, it's more of, there was the awareness that we were these, just worthless people who were kind of living off of them, that they knew that and really kind of hate us for it. That there was the view that, you know, I was a parasite, that I and us were just, you know, my family were just these worthless people who didn't contribute anything to society or do anything of value. And it's, I don't know, I mean, it's not everybody, but there was enough people, I mean, even my teachers who would go point out that, okay, yeah, you have these welfare people who are these worthless people who just sit there and they just leech and they don't add anything, they don't contribute anything. So,
a teacher actually made a comment about that?
There was a number of teachers that were like that, yeah. They just, you know, that was one of the reasons that I ended up like leaving school, because it's like, they resented me, they actually didn't want me though.
And part of it was this discussion of being on welfare, is that it?
Just, yeah, you know, that I was this worthless poor person, you know?
I'm sorry.
Worthless poor person.
Let me have you pick up and read the next journal entry there that begins.
Okay.
9/8/2003, and if you would just read that next entry, please.
Okay. Haven't had to kill anyone yet, so I guess things aren't all bad. Unfortunately, we still don't have a gun. I'd feel a lot better if we did. I'm so stressed right now. Anyway, Shell goes back to work tonight.
Let me interrupt you for a second. You're so stressed, you were working at Target at the time?
Yes.
And the stress was coming from what?
These people who were climbing the balcony and acting like psychos.
And doing what?
And acting like psychos.
Okay. Would you please continue reading?
Okay. Anyway, Shell goes back to work tonight, and it'll probably be a couple more days until we get some firepower. That bothers me. We were going to get the gun that Scott had, but Ryan took it back just when we needed it. We wasted all yesterday waiting to find that out. I was hoping we'd be armed instead of the best we have is a half-sharp sword and a nice knife.
We have is either.
Half-sharp sword and a nice knife. Oh, and my wards. They seem to be working well so far, for the sake of all involved. Let's hope they hold.
And your wards.
Yeah, not wards, not W-O-R-D-S, but wards, W-A-R-D-S.
W-A-R-D-S?
Yeah.
Okay, now Dr. Dutton talked about this. Please, if you would, tell us about wards.
It's a form of, it's just a burial, it's a kind of spiritual burial to go and keep. The whole idea is to keep people, you create a consequence burial, right?
You create a consequence burial?
Yeah, to put it in the best way, simplest way that I can. It's not something that I've really spent a lot of time trying to explain or trying to figure out exactly how to explain. What it is trying to keep negative energy and negativity from, not negativity, but if you cross this line, then trying to go off like do something bad, then something bad might happen to you, and I don't want that. I don't want anything bad to happen to me, and I don't want anything bad, and you don't want anything bad to happen to you, and likewise. So don't, it's, and yet I don't actually go out and like say, hey, guy, it's just, it's kind of a spiritual construct.
A spiritual contract. Well, how do you make a ward? How do you ward something? I mean, is this like Harry Potter protecting his tent when he was running from the bad guys?
No, it's, I don't think so anyway. No, it's just focused energy, that's all.
Well, how do you do it? Like, let's say you wanted to protect this table.
You would,
How are you going to ward it?
you would focus on what you don't want to happen to it, right? And focus on drawing energy into kind of a weave around it, a weave around it, to sort of weave or mesh around it of consequence of, okay, well, I don't want somebody to go and like break this table, because if you break this table, then the table will be broken, and then you'd have to go off and like pay for a new one, and you don't want to have to pay for a new one, and I don't want to have to have a broken table, so.
So do you have a wand or something? I mean, what do you do?
No, it's entirely internal, actually.
Okay, so that's a ward. There was also a reference to binding.
A binding is sort of like a warden, but it's more, ward is kind of place specific. It's stationary, whereas a binding is more person specific, where you're actually focused. More person specific. What you're actually doing is you're focusing on a particular person and trying to constrain them from taking wrong action that would go and that would be destructive.
How long have you been warding and binding?
At least since Arizona. Probably before then.
Arizona?
Yeah, probably
Which
before
time in
then.
Arizona?
At least it's the second time.
What got you started on this?
I have no idea. I think most of this is stuff that Crow showed me how to do.
Does Sylvia Brown mention this stuff?
I don't know. Not in the most that I read. The most that I got from Sylvia Brown is some backup to some of the things that Crow had said and
Some what?
some reinforcement to some of the things that Crow had said, but my views mostly came from what Crow told me or showed me, not from Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown was something that Michelle had gotten her ideas from, not me, not really.
But you read some of those books, right?
Of course. And I acknowledge that you won't have some psycho kids that have nothing better to do than destroy the nice things they can. That have nothing better to do than destroy the nice things they can't have. You believe they won't leave the tenements. They'll get and rip away everything you all do.
Joe, you gotta slow down a little bit.
You believe they won't leave the tenements. They'll get up and rip away everything you all do. But maybe you feel it. But maybe you do feel it. Maybe when you drive through the ghetto and a bunch of thugs look at you. Maybe when you drive through the ghetto and a bunch of thugs look at your nice suit, your fine car, your beautiful wife, maybe you feel it then where I am right now. I don't have a nice suit or a nice car. I only have Shelley. I think they feel me as much as I feel them. I wonder if they hate me as much as I hate them. I hate them for what they are. Not race, not creed, no, because of what they are. Entropy embodied. They, to me, are an idiot chaos. Born and taught to destruction. Youth wasted on ruining lives. Do you want... Youth wasted on ruining lives. Do you understand? God help you if you do.
Let me just ask you a specific question about that.
Yes.
I didn't quite follow this.
Sorry about that.
Entropy embodied.
Yeah.
They, to me, are an idiot chaos. Very profound, but what in the world does it mean?
Just... the whole... destruction for destruction's sake.
What are you referring to, or who are you referring to?
These. Just these people who... that's all they do is just destroy and take and just... they don't care, they just...
They don't what?
They don't care, it's just... I'm not actually referring to anybody in specific at this point, I don't think. I think the whole people climbing up the balcony and stuff has kind of set me on a sort of overall grumpy mood, where I'm sitting here and reflecting that, getting angry about, I don't know, people who just don't care, who just would destroy stuff just to destroy stuff.
Did you see these kids actually destroy anything?
No, I don't even think I was actually specifically talking about these kids. So...
when you, growing up, I mean, obviously you weren't wealthy, right?
yeah.
Was there any kind of a feeling of like, us against them, all these rich people that have it better than me, they must have really easy lives? You have any feeling like that?
Well, not so much us against them, it's more of there was the awareness that we were these just worthless people who were kind of living off of them, that they knew that and really kind of hate us for it. That there was the view that, I was a parasite, that I and us were just, my family were just these worthless people who didn't contribute anything to society or do anything of value. And it's, I don't know, it's not everybody, but there was enough people, even my teachers who would go point out that, okay, yeah, you have these welfare people who are these worthless people, they just sit there, they just leech, and they don't add anything, they don't contribute anything. So,
A teacher actually made a comment about that?
there was a number of teachers that were like that, yeah. They just, that was one of the reasons that I ended up leaving school, because it's like, they resented me, they actually didn't want me though.
And part of it was this discussion of being on welfare, is that it?
Just, yeah, that I was this worthless poor person,
I'm sorry.
worthless poor person.
Let me have you pick up and read the next journal entry there that begins
Okay.
9/8/2003, and if you would just read that next entry, please.
Okay. Haven't had to kill anyone yet, so I guess things aren't all bad. Unfortunately, we still don't have a gun. I'd feel a lot better if we did. I'm so stressed right now. Anyway, Shell goes back to work tonight.
Let me interrupt you for a second. You're so stressed, you were working at Target at the time?
Yes.
And the stress was coming from what?
These people who were climbing the balcony and acting like psychos.
And doing what?
And acting like psychos.
Okay. If you would please continue reading.
Okay. Anyway, Shell goes back to work tonight, and it'll probably be a couple more days until we get some firepower. That bothers me. We were going to get the gun that Scott had, but Ryan took it back just when we needed it. We wasted all yesterday waiting to find that out. I was hoping we'd be armed instead of the best we have is a half-sharp sword and a nice knife.
We have is even.
Half-sharp sword and a nice knife. Oh, and my wards. They seem to be working well so far, for the sake of all involved. Let's hope they hold.
And your wards.
Yeah, not ward. Not wards. Not W-R-O-R-D-S, but wards. W-A-R-D-S.
W-A-R-D-S?
Yeah.
Okay, now Dr. Dutton talked about this. Please, if you would, tell us about wards.
It's a form of, it's just a burial, it's a kind of spiritual, burial to go and keep. The whole idea is to keep people, you create a consequence burial, right?
You create a consequence burial?
Yeah, to put it in the best way, simplest way I can. It's not something that I've really spent a lot of time trying to explain or trying to figure out exactly how to explain. What it is trying to keep negative energy and negativity from, not negativity, but if you cross this line, then trying to go off like do something bad, then something bad would happen to you, and I don't want that. I don't want anything bad to happen to me, and I don't want anything bad. You don't want anything bad to happen to you, and likewise. So don't, it's. And yet I don't actually go out and like say, "Hey, guy," it's just, it's kind of a spiritual construct.
A spiritual contract. Well, how do you make a ward? How do you ward something? I mean, is this like Harry Potter protecting his tent when he was running from the bad guys?
No, it's, I don't think so anyway. No, it's just focused energy. That's all.
Well, how do you do it? Like, let's say you wanted to protect this table.
You would
How do you award it?
you would focus on what you don't want to happen to it, right? And focus on drawing energy into kind of a weave around it, a weave around it to sort of weave or mesh around it of consequence of, okay, well, you know, I don't want somebody to go and like break this table, because if you break this table, then the table will be broken, and then you'd have to go off and like pay for a new one, and you don't want to have to pay for a new one, and I don't want to have a broken table, so.
So do you have a bond or something? I mean, what do you do?
No, it's entirely internal, actually.
Okay, so that's a ward. There was also a reference to binding.
A binding is sort of like a warden, but it's more, ward is kind of place specific. It's stationary, whereas a binding is more person specific, where you're actually focused. More person specific. What you're actually doing is you're focusing on a particular person and trying to constrain them from taking wrong action that would go and that would be destructive.
How long have you been warding and binding?
At least since Arizona. Probably before then.
Arizona?
Yeah, probably
Which
before
time in
then.
Arizona?
At least it's the second time.
What got you started on this?
I have no idea. I think most of this is stuff that Crow showed me how to do.
Does Sylvia Brown mention this stuff?
I don't know. Not in the ones that I read. The most that I got from Sylvia Brown is some backup to some of the things that Crow had said, and
Some what?
some reinforcement to some of the things that Crow had said, but my views mostly came from what Crow told me, or showed me, not from Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown was something that Michelle had gotten her ideas from, not me, not really.
But you read some of those books, right?
Of course, I bought several of those books as well.
You bought Michelle some of those books?
Yes.
Let's go back to the findings and wardings. Is this something,
Okay.
I mean, clearly you were doing this stuff, at least you wrote about it in 2003, right?
Yes.
Did you continue doing it after then?
Yes.
So if you could bind somebody so that they couldn't hurt you, is that it?
That was the idea, yeah.
Was there ever any discussion of like, hey, let's bind the Anderson rather than shooting you?
There was a lot of discussion of alternatives to this, and I mean, even up to the point where I'm like, look, you know, we just leave, you know? I mean, we just get out of here. She's like, no, I can't do that. You know, you might be able to just walk away from trouble, but I can't just, sorry, this is how she put it, I can't just take it like in the ass like a bitch and just, you know, deal with this. These people owe me, you know?
Okay. So you did continue warding and binding after 2003?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to the next entry here. And
Okay.
that is on page 5443. Can you see it forward? You see the production numbers there? Do you see the
5443?
production- Yeah, 5443.
Okay. Okay.
And the date on that, in the middle of the page?
5/12/5.
So does that refer to 2005?
Yes.
Okay. And by 2005, where were you living?
By this time, I must have been living at Kent Terrace. I mean, Meridian Ridge. I'm not certain, but that's what I assume.
Back for a second to 5431.
Okay. Okay.
Top of the page. What's the date on that page?
9:22 p.m.
So 04, 2004?
Yes.
Why don't you read Well, just start reading and I'll stop.
Okay. It's been a while since I've said anything, I guess I should start with the state of my life. We just brought up with the state of my life.
Just go a little slower, Joe.
Okay, I'm sorry. We just bought a house. It's pretty nice. The neighbors are retards with staring problems, but whatever. All retards with staring problems, but whatever.
What problems?
Staring problems.
Staring problems.
Yes.
Now, so 9/22/2004, you just bought a house. Where was it you bought a house?
That was actually in Fall City.
Okay. So we established that you moved from Kent Terrace to Meridian Ridge at the end of September 2003, right?
Yeah.
And then it sounds like you moved to Fall City at the end of September 2004. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, as soon as our year was up, we moved.
Okay. Did you live with Wayne and Judy at all first for a short time?
Yeah, we did actually.
Okay. So now you're living in Fall City. Let's go back to the first page, or not the first page, but the last page I was talking about, 5443.
Okay.
So in the date on that, you said it was 5/12/2005?
Yes.
So is it safe to conclude that you were still in Fall City at that point?
Yes.
And approximately when did you move into Judy and Wayne's single-wide, the 1910 address? Approximately when did you move into there?
I'd say something like a year after we had moved into after we moved to Fall City. About a year or so later.
So fall of 2006 or winter of 2006,
I think
2007?
fall or winter, yeah, of 2006.
Okay. So would you then, in this entry under 5/12/2005, would you read, starting with the last full paragraph on that page above I mentioned?
Okay. Above I mentioned how nice it was to spend time with Joe without fighting. Here I'll mention what this weekend proved. That a lot of fights were my fault. I know, rocket science. That a lot of the fights were my fault. I know, rocket science. But consciously or not, I'd often looked at our problems as being, I'm sorry. But consciously or not, I'd often looked at our problems as being a direct result of volatility. My own thoughtlessness didn't help anything. Focusing is helping. I've started talking better as well. I have this tendency to talk fast, not pronounce things fully, and to get quiet, especially in our shop. Simple enough reason, I was careful. I'm getting better though. Maybe eventually I'll even be a good person. Who knows? Time to get to my homework.
Why were you scared of Michelle? Did she even beat you or something?
No, it's, she would be difficult when she was upset. She was somebody who, when she had been upset, she would feel that she had not only the right but the necessity to lash back as hard as possible to make sure that whatever mistake you made, you didn't make again. And so this could take hours of attack, basically a verbal attack. So to make sure that you understood just how badly you had screwed up and why you mattered. And anytime you made a mistake, everything that you had, she had this view that she was basically like a clean slate, where I was like, okay, every time we've got a problem, once we've settled it, then that's all clear. But as soon as something else comes up, then we're going to go off and all that comes back up again. And, it doesn't seem like such a big deal, I guess, in some ways, but it's one of those things where my entire value was just how useful I am, how much I could do for her, and how much basically how useful I was, and the only person whose opinion of me really mattered was this person, and if this person thinks, if I'm completely letting down this person and just letting down this person and just making life horrible, then what exactly is my point then? I mean, I'm just a complete up and up failure at that point, then all time.
Why don't you go ahead to page 5448?
Okay.
Okay?
And by the way, one of the things that we would fight about a lot, one of the things that I would get in trouble about, that she would get angry about a lot, was just having a hard time understanding me or hearing me. So, that was actually something that made her very angry. So,
Did you ever talk about maybe we should go to council?
we couldn't have that even if I had thought of it, but I didn't think of it, so, no.
Was it something that she ever brought up?
No, we never thought about it. We never brought that up. It's just, it was more of, okay, look, this is your problem, fix it.
You didn't have health insurance through your job at Target or anything like that?
Well, no.
Were you working constantly at Target throughout the whole time after you got to Seattle?
Not constantly.
Just give us a brief overview of your work
That was,
in Seattle.
when I first came out, I was off for about a month waiting for the HR guy to come in. So,
But then you started working in Target.
hmm?
And where was that Target located?
That was in Kent.
And you testified the other day that you could walk there from Kent Terrace?
Yes.
Could you walk there from Meridian Ridge also?
Yes, and I did.
All right. When did you stop working at the Kent Target and why?
So when we moved in with our parents, I ended up basically having to quit though, so that we could make that move because obviously I wasn't down the street anymore. We basically moved. I basically had to quit though because we weren't down the street anymore. So
this is when you moved from Kent to Carnation,
yes,
briefly before you moved to the trailer park in Fall City,
yes,
and then you were too far to walk to Kent at that point?
yes.
Where was the next Target you worked at?
The next Target I worked at was I think it was Redmond actually.
Okay. And where were you living when you worked at the Redmond Target?
I was living in Fall City at that point.
Okay, and we established that you moved to Fall City at the end of September '04,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and you think you moved to the trailer at 1910 in late '06 or early '07, is that right?
Yeah, I ended up quitting a while before that though. The reason being that we were concerned about the neighbors and whatnot.
So, I'll talk to you about that. Let's
Okay.
try to establish a loose timeline.
Okay, no, I'm just saying that I was off for a couple months prior to that.
Okay. Did you work at Third Target in the Seattle area?
Yes, I did.
And where was that located?
It was in Issaquah.
And approximately when did you work there?
I worked there from I worked there for about 6 months, I believe.
Approximately when?
So I'm trying to work it right now. Sometime during the sometime during the spring, I believe, of 2007 to the Saturday right after Thanksgiving
Of 2007.
of 2007, yes.
So you worked at that Target until a month before the incident that was, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to this journal. I know there's a lot going on here, but it's important to hear all this. The entry on page 5448,
Okay.
and the date on that is
The one at the top or the second
the one
one?
in the middle.
Okay. 6/5/2005.
Okay. Would you start reading with the second paragraph there?
Okay. I try, but not hard enough, not consistently. Another fight today, as usual. None of us are, in my opinion, particularly good communicators. I'll make an obscure reference because I'm just so, fucking clever. She won't get it and either want me to repeat it or define it. I usually end up doing the opposite. Usually because I don't understand what she's getting hung up on. this always ends badly. For example, today we came across some old tea that had a scour of mold on the top. Some old tea. Somebody had left a cup of tea at Mom's house, actually, that had a scour of mold on the top. I took that because of the mold, it was antibiotic. I had no clue that she didn't know penicillin was common food mold. So when she told me she wasn't getting it, I told her penicillin was an antibiotic and that the tea was moldy. Still, she wasn't getting it, and I had no clue why she wasn't. So we both tried again. So, what does mold have to do with antibiotics? Well, penicillin is an antibiotic. I'm not even going to pretend I'm not a dumbass for not just saying, well, penicillin is an antibiotic mold. It wasn't until the thought tribe that third person, that is Judy, understood what she was getting at and made the connection. I'd given up as usual by the second try, and as usual, that wasn't allowed. I would explain this. I will make some sense. I would explain this. I will make some sense. Then I will catch hell. I really wish she just hit me for an hour after all these things instead of tearing me down and wondering why I hate myself, why I'm self-destructive.
Okay, and then let me, following that, there's the entry that was already read into the record about feeling like you were raped.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I want you just to flip to the next page, which is page 5450,
Mm-hmm.
and just read the last, because you talk about this feeling of being raped, and then read that just last little paragraph before you sign off. I look forward.
I look forward to jail. I could just break from the hatred. What was I thinking?
You look forward to jail.
Yeah,
So here this is, I mean, it's June of 2005, right?
yeah.
Where did that thought come from, or if you recall, what was your thought process as you wrote that?
You mean the part about jail?
Yes?
I do not recall, no. I can tell you it certainly wasn't about what actually ended up putting me in jail, though. It certainly was not about the massacre. It had nothing, I had not even had any thoughts of that at all.
Killing her family had not been something that was discussed yet?
Well, she discussed killing them. She liked to talk about how angry she was and how much she would go off to kill pretty much everybody.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, she had a lot of anger and a lot of hatred, and she thought that the best way to act on that would be to go off and kill people, and to make them respect who she was, even though she was, again, I mean, this was a view that even though she's this little fat girl, that people should still respect her because she, is dangerous. I mean, we both knew damn well that between me and her that she was the more dangerous one. She liked to joke about that.
Well, but you had gone and bought guns at this point, right?
Yes.
I mean, so was there must have been some discussion of whether this is realistic to want to use those guns. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, but what was the purpose of the gun? What was the purpose?
Entirely protection. Entirely and only protection.
About an hour ago when the issue of the 357 came up, you gave a kind of a detailed explanation of what kind of ammunition to use and why get a 357 and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Where did you get that knowledge and why did you get that knowledge?
These, I don't remember where exactly I got that knowledge. I just think I looked it up online. Just stuff. It's not like I had any kind of gun training. The irony is that she had gun training,
You bought these guns at this pawn shop in Missouri, is that right?
Yeah.
Why was the 357 in your name?
The 357 was in my name because when you pay for a handgun or any kind of firearm, I was originally going to be buying it for home, right, as a gift. But if you go and if you purchase a weapon of that type, it's in the name of the purchaser. So.
did you go up there alone and buy it, or was she with
Oh
you?
no, she was with me. And I'd actually said, it's like, look, I want it to be in her name. It's like, well, if you're paying for it, then it has to be in your name.
Why go over to Burien? You weren't living in Burien.
No, we weren't living in Burien at that time. I lived over in Burien at one point, and in fact, I used to drop in on this particular pawn shop on the way home from work, both from Safeway and from Burger King. And, you know, I don't remember exactly why we had swung by there at some point, but we did, and she'd ended up meeting who I now suspect is Chris Arnold. He was this old guy, looked like a biker, had long white hair, kind of a big dude, and she thought this guy was great, right? Because he was an old biker type, and she thought that guy's biker type. So she thought guys like that were just really awesome. So
And what about why get the additional guns? Or let me back up for a second. Was there any discussion when you bought the guns with any gun shop personnel about what kind of gun to get or why to get a certain type of gun?
yeah, not on the 357, but on the 9mm actually. Because initially we were looking for a 32, which is what she was used to, because that's what her dad had and what he had trained her on. So she went there and we looked at the various, the gun case, and she didn't see any 32s. So she's like, hey, she knew that they had done that they do special models, so she had asked about getting a 32, and Mr. Arnold, I guess, had said, okay, well, 32s are basically, useless. I mean, he went and went off and given us a story about somebody had actually tried to rob him or attack him with a 32, had shot him several times, and it barely slowed him down. He basically ended up taking the gun and smacking the crap out of the dude with it. And so she's like, okay, well, in fact, I think I might have said, okay, well, what would you recommend, right? So he had taken down so he'd opened up a box of 32 ammunition, put a bullet down, and taken a box of 9mm ammunition, put a bullet of that down, side by side to give us some idea of, okay, a 9mm bullet is much larger than a 32 bullet, which is about the size of a BB, basically. It's really unimpressive, actually. And so she's like, okay, well, I'm worried that this will be too much recoil, and he's like, no, don't worry. People, gals get this kind of gun all the time. It's not, anybody can go off and handle these things. And she's like, oh, okay, but they have good stopping power? My question was, but they have good stopping power? Yeah, they have good stopping power. Oh, okay.
Okay, why get the shotgun then once you've got these other two weapons?
That was just me just thinking, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have a shotgun too?
You ever shoot the shotgun?
Once.
Where was that?
That one time was, in fact, the only time that we had shot any of these guns before the atrocity was actually off in Little Ravine by her parents' house, and I did a test fire of each of them. So.
Okay, so taking it back for a second here, you say you get these guns for defensive purposes, but meanwhile, there's all this talk of killing people. Didn't you ever think like, hey, what if these guns are used for something other than defense? Is that ever a discussion or thought?
Not that I can say, no.
Okay, let's keep moving through this.
Okay.
I want to just highlight a couple other entries. You're still on page 5450.
Yes.
And would you start reading the entry at the bottom, read the date in, and then start reading that final entry at the bottom here?
6:65 a.m.
So is that June 6, 2005?
I don't recall which is the 6th month.
Sound right if I say, would you take my word for it that June's the 6th month? Of course.
If you say it is, I would definitely take your word for it, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Can you
not
start?
trying to be difficult. Sorry.
Okay.
That would drive her nuts too. That would drive her nuts too if it helps any.
I'm sorry, I can't understand.
That would drive her nuts too if it would help any.
That would drive Michelle nuts also?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, would you start reading the entry, please?
I don't know, sometimes my only real motivation is to avoid being yelled at. The reason why gets lost when you're browbeaten enough. Whatever, I'm tired. hard to focus, but that's what I need to do. The glass measuring cup goes by the place because it's small. I'm noting goes by the place because it's small. I'm noting this because I think it changed, but this is what I was told today.
So is that a reference to some domestic
Thing.
issue?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, Joe, if you would please turn the page to 5452.
Okay.
And I want you to look over pages 5452 to 5454. Just take a look over those for a second.
Okay.
This says instructions, page 5452,
Yeah.
right? And then there's a list of various things that you need, right?
Yeah.
And then there is, what, a list of how to use those materials?
Mm.
And that list goes on to 5454. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What are you building, Joe?
Well, not that I actually got around to building it all that much, but
Oh, hold on, not that you what?
not that I actually went and did much in the way of building this or anything, but these were instructions to build a silencer.
Building a silencer,
Yes.
like for a gun?
Yes, exactly.
Did you ever use a silencer for a gun?
I never even finished building this, or got particularly far in the making of it, actually.
Well, I suspect it might be of interest to many people to know what exactly you're doing building a silencer, so why don't you tell us about that?
Well, she wanted a silencer, so it's like, but she was upset because you can't actually go off like, it's,
You can't actually go off and what?
you can't actually like buy one at the store, right? So it's like, okay, well, I'll just go out and make one then. I was just trying to make her happy, so.
Okay, so give us a very brief description of what exactly you were doing and how far you got in this.
Well, the process of making a silencer is, should I really get into that right now?
You should not get into it in any detail. I'm asking you very generally.
Okay.
Is it some kind of mechanical thing that you're making or what?
It's basically you're making the mechanical process is this, is that the silencer, when it fires, it goes and throws off all this gas. The gas leaving the barrel after the bullet is what makes the noise. So if you were to go off and like put something out to absorb the gas as it's leaving the barrel, as opposed to it just going straight out, you have a silencer.
So, but if these are guns for defensive purposes, why on earth would you need a silencer?
It's not something I would actually expect to be used. It was just something to go and, here you go, here's a silencer. It's just something to make her happy.
So how far did you get in making this thing?
One of the things that you would do in making a silencer is, the first, I think it might actually be step one, in fact, is you take this PVC pipe and a couple of pipe ends and you shape down the pipe. You shape down the threading on the inside of the pipe ends, right? And then you put the pipe ends on and you screw them in place. I got about as far as shaping down some of the threading on the inside of the pipe ends.
And why did you stop?
Because it was really difficult.
Did you have a discussion with her about, hey, I can't do this thing, or anything like that?
No, just that it was really difficult, and it's like, look, can we get like a better tool for this or something, like a vise or something? She's like, no, just go off and like use, wings, and then we never went out there and did it, so.
She suggested that you use some of the bad tools?
Yeah.
But you never did that?
No.
But she let you get away with not making this thing?
Yeah.
That was okay, I mean, she didn't let you get away with not doing other things. How did you get away with this?
Probably because it involved actually going up to Dan's workshop and walking on stuff. So.
Okay. And I want you to flip to the next page, 5455.
Okay.
And what is the date on that?
8/31/2005.
So would that be August 31, 2005?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, would you just read the first paragraph only?
I've just spent 5 hours shaving the internal threads from PVC pipe. I feel that's bad about spending all this time on it if it was actually done. It isn't. I have two to do with one half done. The best part is the further I get. The best part is the further I get, the harder it becomes. Fuck. Sorry. I feel.
Yeah, read that next paragraph and inside.
I feel like this entire life I've been being run through a wrinkle. I feel like this life is a joke, a punishment for a previous wicked incarnation I died. A previous wicked incarnation. I died in prison, and I'm reborn in prison. I can't win. Maybe I should shoot for a hamster next life.
Maybe you should shoot for a hamster.
Being a hamster.
So not in the literal sense, but in the figurative sense.
No, I mean in the literal sense.
Are you talking about shooting a gun at a hamster, Joe?
No, for being a hamster.
Okay,
You know.
that's what I was asking.
Yeah, sorry.
So, looks like that journal entry relates to the silencer, right?
Yeah,
So it's safe to conclude that happened at the end of August 2005?
yeah.
Okay, now let's flip to the next page, and I recognize we're getting close to the morning break time here, so let's do a little bit more. Flip to the next page, 5456.
5456, yes.
Okay, now that says, what is the date in the middle of the page?
935.
So would that be September 3, 2005?
I think so.
Using common nomenclature,
Yeah.
9/3/2005 would be September 3.
Yeah. No, the reason I'm saying I think so is because I kind of looked at the
Well, I'm going
next
to ask you to
line.
read it, so
Yeah.
we're going to get to that. What is the first line in that entry?
Counting down to the 4th of July again.
So counting down to the 4th of July again does not suggest that it is September, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Maybe if it's the 3rd, maybe it's July the 3rd?
It might be.
Okay, so we're not sure of the date on that, is that right?
Yeah.
Did you have concerns about the 4th of July?
Very strong
2005?
concerns. Yeah, very strong concerns about that, yeah.
Various concerns?
Very strong concerns, actually.
What were your strong concerns?
The strong concerns is that you would have people using fireworks to like try and set that place on fire, right? Or to,
You were living in Fall City in the summer of 2005?
yes,
And this was a single-wide trailer
yes,
in a mobile home park?
yes.
I mean, what evidence, if any, do you have that anybody was actually trying to set your trailer on fire?
What did we really have? Nothing, actually. Just concerns to us. I mean, we won't... This might sound absurd now, but we were living in constant fear. This might sound absurd now, but we were living in constant fear, constant dread. It was a very pins and needles situation all the time. We were always looking out the window, and anytime we heard a sound, it would be, okay, what's going on? Anytime somebody drove by, it's like, okay, who is that? What's the license plate number? You know, what are they doing? Anytime somebody walked by,
What's that?
anytime somebody walked by or walked across the line, okay, what are they doing?
But this is a trailer park, right? I mean, it's not, nobody has it 1 acre apiece or anything.
Yeah, well, like I said, she wasn't...
Hold on. They do have 1 acre apiece? Or
No, they don't.
what are the sizes of the lots, roughly?
I'd say typically about twice the size of the trailers themselves.
Okay. So, and these are single-wide trailers or double?
Yeah, these are single wides
Okay.
in general.
Why don't you read, Joe, page 5456, starting at the bottom, the final paragraph, and going on to the
Okay.
next page, starting with unfortunately.
Unfortunately, despite house fires and injuries, fireworks are still legal here. So, this year too, I'm hanging out with a fire extinguisher in one hand and a revolver in the other. Which is not very smart if you think about it. I'm not cool with my house being set on fire because a dumbass went wanted to watch the pretty lights. Why don't these people just go to a show? They're a hell of a lot more interesting and generally free to boot. They're a hell of a lot more interesting and generally free to boot.
So, you're concerned about fires, there's fireworks going off,
Yeah.
it's the 4th of July,
Yeah.
you're hanging out with a fire extinguisher in one hand, right?
Yeah. Not literally in one hand, but
At hand.
at hand, yes.
And you've got a revolver either in hand or at hand.
At hand, yes.
I get the fire extinguisher part. What's the revolver for?
And just in case somebody goes and uses the explosions of fireworks as cover for shooting.
Okay, I'm going to have some more questions about this. I want to finish this before the break with a brief question. And that is something Dr. Dutton referred to.
Yes.
When you lived in Falls City, there was some kind of elaborate procedure for getting into the truck.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Would you tell us what this was and why?
Well, the whole idea was to keep people from knowing if we were there or not. So,
What's the big deal with people knowing whether you're there?
if they don't know if we're there or not, then the assumption would have to be that we're probably there. Because we would leave on the bathroom, just as a security measure. Because we were just very concerned that these people would break in or whatever while we were out.
Did you have a lot of valuables there or something?
Everything we had.
But with your possessions, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't like there was stacks of cash or something.
No, we didn't have jewelry. No.
You didn't what?
We didn't have jewelry or stacks of cash or any of that stuff laying around.
Okay, so the concern is people not knowing you're there. Please go ahead.
So, we would, what we would do is, first you would go and check to see if anybody's out. If anybody was out, we'd just leave it off until later on, right?
Hold on. Let's talk about getting in the truck. So what do you mean she's going to check getting in the truck?
She would open up the door and look around and see if anybody's out there.
Anybody's milling around the trailer
Yeah,
park?
or looking out the window or anything. Okay? So if anybody's out, then we're just going to put it off until later. If nobody's out, then she's going to open up. Then she opens up the door, goes out to the truck. And meanwhile, I'm standing over by the door, which is partially open, and I'm waiting for her to open up the truck and waiting for her to get over to the truck and open it up. As soon as she's got the truck open, I close the door, lock it.
Hold on. You close the door to the trailer and lock it?
Yeah, before I go off and make sure that there's still nobody out there, that the coast is still clear. So once that's clear, once I've established that, I close the door, lock it, and run quickly over behind we go down the stairs, run over behind the stairs, and wedge in between the truck and the sidewall. It was only about a foot.
Wedge in between the truck and the what?
And the wall of the trailer.
So the truck is parked close to the trailer?
About this far away, about a foot.
About a foot away?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I worked my way down there and make my way quickly down to the side door. So that when she opens, so that as she's getting in, I'm getting in as well, right? Then we go and close the doors at the same time.
Why?
So that nobody would hear two doors closing. If they heard two doors, that way it would sound like only one door's closing. So they think that only she was gone as opposed to me, as opposed to both of us. Then once those were closed, I would duck down so that no one would see me until we had actually gotten out of the immediate area of the trailer park, at which point I would sit up.
You duck down in the car?
Yeah, truck.
How often did you use this procedure to leave?
Every time.
For the whole time you lived there?
Pretty much.
Okay, and then once you went out, you could sit up, is that it?
Yeah.
And you would go wherever you're going to go, work, or grocery store or something?
Yeah, we had to be back. We usually try to be back before dark though. Just because before dark, because that's when people start coming back from work and we don't want them to notice that, I was out or whatever.
And so then when you come back, how do you go back into the trailer?
So the exact same way. What I would do is, we'd stop, we'd pull over, we'd stop, I'd open up the door, get out, run over to the door. So I'd run over to the trailer door, and of course we would go and park as close to the wall as possible. I would run out, go up there, open up the door, go and do a quick sweep, go and make sure that the place was clear, and then I'd come back and...
Quick sweep, like with a broom? What are you talking about?
Quick running around with a knife to go off, make sure that everything was, that nobody had, broken in and was waiting for us
Like a
And-
safety sweep, like the police do?
Yeah, exactly. Safety swimming. And then once I made sure that everything was clear, I'd go back out. This would only take about 30 seconds of that. By this time, she'd open up the door and was, starting to get out. And so I'd go off that wash to make sure that she would get out and unload the plate, unload or whatever safely, and then get inside safely.
Distance from her driver's door to the trailer door that she had to traverse safely?
I'd say about the length of where you're standing to about where I'm standing.
What, maybe 15 feet?
Something like that. Not quite straight, but yeah. Because it involved going upstairs. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. May we take a break here, Your Honor?
Sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the notified consent of the chair of the application of double court research and life, and you'll see back here.